Hello everyone, welcome to this introductory gameplay video for EOS Tower Defense. In this video, we're going to just walk through a complete round, including the join phase here, all the tower configuration, as well as the enemy study time. We're going to submit to the blockchain our selections and then watch the simulation as it plays out. Okay, we passed the resource check. We're going to take command. Again, we can whitelist this. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and make the quantity mutable so that if I had to join again at a different level, it would work. Apply, and we're now in command. If we had other players joining, you would see them list and fill up here. If all 8 slots were full and then a ninth player joined, we would be displaced. It would essentially pay us out a commission for taking command, and the command button would become active again. Since it's just me for now, we're just going to be here in this command position, and now the enemy study timer is going to come up. This is a phase where we're going to get a chance to study these enemies. I'll have a detailed video on how to assess the enemies and what to do against them. For now, we'll just say, for this one, it looks like green is a little bit powerful, and we want to be careful with this purple one. So we'd probably go with maybe high red, low green. And for this one, high green, low blue is what we're looking for. So high red, low green here. We'll just select this one. For these projectiles, you're countering these enemy defenses. Whatever their highest setting is, that's their most defensive setting. So for this one, for example, you don't want to go high green against it. It'll be the weakest. And you would want to attack it with red being your highest because that'll be your strongest against it and it'll do the most damage to it. So again, this projectile would be good against it. And then the best projectile settings are actually the most balanced with the highest separation from the middle value. So for example, the most balanced here would be one of these, either this 43 or, well, yeah, 43 looks like to be the most balanced. And again, we just missed that one, so we just get 0 there. But I'm just walking through this and trying to explain it at the same time. So um, again, what I was saying about balance is the mid value establishes the sort of the strength, the overall strength of the element. So anything, the closer to 45 you get, the better. And then once you've selected a projectile, and we won't have time to do it on this one, I'll show you on the next one. Once you've selected a projectile, we'll just pick one really quickly. Matter of fact, I'll pick this one since it's got 42 in the middle and then 85 for the top. What you'll have is on this firepower setting, you'll be able to move these values. This medium um, havoc setting says, hey, it just moves that value toward a stronger value. So in this case, since stronger for the medium value would be closer to 45, if I click that, it's going to adjust it towards 45. Again, we're out of time now. We're going to hit submit. The utilities on the tower selection, and again, we'll allow this. We'll say, hey, these choices can change over time. Hit allow. Allow again. And the utility selection on the towers, they actually affect the enemy values. So once you've selected a projectile, you'll click the firepower to change the attributes of that projectile, and then you can choose the utility side to affect the attributes of the enemies themselves. You have a total of 6 of each of those that you can choose for each tower. Now that the round is over, essentially that join period and the configuration period is over, now we get to watch a simulation of the round to see how we did. We're going to do really poorly since I didn't even choose anything for the second tower, but this gives you a sense of what the game mechanic is like and what sort of interaction you're going to have with the game. And again, you can see that the join is already happening for the second round. If we were going to join again, we could here. And this resource check again goes active every round to verify that you still have enough resources to complete the next round. You can see here that we've got first place, of course, because there's no one else here. It would, if we had, say, 3 or 4 players, this would show the position, and then this as well would show the position as it compared to all of those players. Also, even if we don't join the round, if there's, let's say there were 3 or 4 other players joining and we didn't join, but yet we decided to go ahead and just configure towers on our own, these position indicators would still show you your relative ranking against the other players. I think that's a nice feature that allows everyone to practice before committing to try to actually compete against folks for wax tokens. And so in this case, it's going to be pretty much the same thing on repeat here as it goes through. We're just going to kill all of these. Our total distance is what you're after. You're after the shortest possible total distance in order to win the game. So the one thing to keep in mind there is that these enemies travel at different speeds. These hovercopters are the fastest. They cover the most ground, so you'll want to focus on getting them down quickly, as well as these buggies. You can see this buggy was able to travel 117 meters, and this hovercopter here is probably going to go a good bit further than that. And then these smaller tanks are the next quickest, followed by the largest tanks, where they're the slowest. So again, a lot of strategies at play. We'll go through that in another video to talk about what to prioritize. I think that about wraps this one up. We'll go through again. I'll have some follow-on videos that talk through specific strategies for configuring the towers, configuring the upgrades, what upgrades are available, what utilities are available, and how to assess the enemies. Thanks a lot, and until next time, take care.